Hey, we're back again. We're at Mind and Mat Yoga with my good friend Georgia Gershon. Georgia, thanks for being with us today. I wanted to talk about my hip. About 28 years ago, I was playing basketball, hurt a pop in my hip, and it hurt ever since. Discovered through an MRI and through x-rays that I had a torn labrum and an associated condition called an FAI. So my torn labrum essentially is it's a piece of cartilage that has been torn in my hip. My cartilage is a kind of gelatinous structure that gives stability to my ball and socket. And when my labrum tears, my ball and socket is not stable anymore. It leads to premature arthritis, wear and tear in the hip. I started doing yoga. I used Hatha yoga. I used Bikram yoga to loosen myself up. I found that it worked. I also had problems with certain yoga positions, and I've been rooting them out over the years. So we wanted to make this video today to kind of educate you guys that are doing yoga and working through a torn labrum or working through an FAI impingement. While yoga is a great exercise, there are just certain things, certain positions I personally can't get into. And I wanted to educate you guys today on these certain positions. Georgia's here, she's going to help me walk through these positions because if I do them, they will hurt me. Okay, so first video we're going to do is go through the positions that hurt or positions that should be either avoided or modified. And we're going to come back later today and do another video, and Georgia's going to walk you through some positions that you should be able to do safely with a hip tear and FAI lesion. Okay, so let's get started. Georgia, first position that bothers me is a triangle pose. I think we call it a reverse triangle pose, if I'm not mistaken. So this pose bothers my hip on this side, and it primarily has to do with compressing my hip because she's flexing and rotating off a midline, causing a pinch in my hip. I used to think that this was a great position because I was stretching my hip, and it did stretch my hip on the good side, but on the bad side, it compressed me, and I found that I was unable to walk the next day in the morning. Thank you, Georgia. Georgia, do you have any exercises maybe for someone that has this triangle position pose? Is there something that maybe they can safely do? Like we use a block?
A block could help, where you mentioned earlier that it didn't hurt when you did triangle without revolving.
So non-revolving triangle felt much better for me.
I would just, if the class had you doing revolved triangle, I would just repeat regular triangle.
The next position that I found bothered me was the chair pose. And the chair pose primarily bothered me because I was putting a lot of my weight and I was moving. I wasn't very stable in the chair pose, and it put a lot of pressure on my hip here. Didn't bother me here, but it put pressure on my hip here. Okay? Next position that bothers me often is the Warrior 3 position. And the Warrior 3 position bothers me primarily because all the weight is on one leg and my balance is not as good as Georgia, and that weight and balance caused this hip shift, which caused that labrum to become frayed and very much inflamed. Okay? The next position that bothered me a lot was the half moon to revolving half moon position. And again, you can see standing on that one leg, and Georgia has wonderful balance. My balance was not that good. I was very shaky, and that caused a lot of wear and tear on that hip. Okay. Next position was the Lotus Pose. And you can see the Lotus Pose requires this external rotation or a frog leg position of the hip. Again, my balance was not as stable as Georgia's. This bothered me. We'll go through some alternatives to that in the next video. The next position that bothered me was a half twist.
Is this a half twist?
Yep. That half twist bothered me also on the full flexed hip side. With my torn labrum, I just cannot get into this position without ripping that labrum up and causing inflammation. Okay, the next position was the any type of split move, essentially. Like if I try to get into a semi type of split or any type of split position. Same thing, single leg stance. My balance isn't as good as Georgia's. and I was shredding that labrum. So I took that one out. The eagle pose was also one that really bothered me, and you can see there's a lot of these same positions, is standing on one leg balance with this instability, with this unstable balance. George's balance, perfect. My balance, not nearly as good. And the last one was the bound angle pose. If you know what the bound angle pose position is. Yes.
With the bind?
Yes, with the bind. I tried to do this for years. This position just gave me all kinds of problems. And it's because of the full flexion right in here in her hip. Okay, so that's just a real quick, thank you so much, Jordan.
Okay.
That's just a real quick overview of some of the positions that bother me, and I would highly advise you, if you do have a torn labrum or an impingement in the hip, to avoid these exercises. Tune in for our next video, because we're going to show you what you can safely do with these conditions. Okay, thanks so much for being with us. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Jordan.